Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for the 29th of September 2022. Thank you for joining me. My name is Suzanne Wagner. I'm a professional psychic and numerologist. I have some books on Amazon if you're interested, and I do private consultations and sessions. So let's do the numerology and astrology for today. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 26, and if you add the 2 and the 6 together, you get the number 8. The number 8 is the number of grief, loss, and sadness. It's sort of a heavy day. It's sort of the bottom of a cycle called the dark night of the soul, this very intense, personally transformative time where we redefine ourselves and we redefine our priorities. So the number 8 brings the warning of sadness and tremendous upset. I find it interesting that as I am writing this blog, Hurricane Ian is heading towards Florida, sending support to those in the path of this storm. We are learning what happens when we are complacent and do nothing to help in this terrible coming cycle of climate change. And this is one of those consequences. So the fact that we're in an 8-day and the storm is hitting, I kind of get a little nervous. You get kind of like bad astrological aspects, bad numerological aspects, and a storm. I kind of cringe a little bit, but let's see. Complacency, of course, brings tremendous consequences to our world. I know that this is how we learn, but I also know that we are better and smarter than this, aren't we? So as we grieve this big storm and grieve the war in Ukraine and grieve those starving in countries without enough water and food and grieve those that will be experiencing the brunt of climate change, use this energy to do something about it. That will require us to confront lies and those continuing to distort truth. That will require us to step past complacency and into actions that make significant changes. It will require us to come together for the greater good of all rather than the validation of what we want and need to believe is true. The astrology today. The deep Scorpio moon will grab our hands and pull us face first into the mud of the rising emotional waters that continue to deny, we continue to deny and avoid. The only way to be in this reality is to see what is right in front of us. A Scorpio moon does not care about dealing with the fragile egos that constantly need affirmation and hand-holding. The Scorpio moon prefers a slap on the back of the head to wake someone up. The astrology does not care anymore about making things comfortable for those still hesitating. We are coming to a point that the greater forces are presenting a simple statement. Either change now or die. The options are becoming more and more limited. The suffering was never required, but now the changes are going to be much more difficult and demanding. We have the sun officially in Libra, and Venus has also moved into that home territory. Venus will be there until the 23rd of October. So those continuing aggressive patterns of self-righteous attitude are going to be working at a losing strategy. It is all about working with rather than against for the next month with all this energy in Libra. The motion of people wanting and demanding a more compromising tone and motivation is going to take center stage. We look to the areas of love that we know can inspire and support more intelligent choices. Aggression is going to be countered with outright rejection of such a choice, and the projection of such souls should be ashamed of themselves. The superficiality of so much rage is revealed as dependence upon drama for some to find meaning in a shallow and empty life that those souls have had and experienced because they have lost their way. Never give in to those that are the loudest and that carry such hate. Never believe those that hold so much toxic resentment. Such souls have abandoned their humanity for their need to belong, to feel camaraderie with others that have their same dysfunction. Such souls see themselves as martyrs for a cause, but they cannot see that their cause is an empty husk whose life force and purpose died a long time ago. This astrology points to the doorway being offered at this time, and that is one that is inclusive, balanced, cooperative, mutually beneficial, and fair-minded. The pathways today are about kindness and concern, gentleness and honesty. Thanks, everyone.